beautiful people, and welcome to our humble abode, the ThunderDome. On this White Wednesday, September 17, 2025, this program begins right now. Football is magical, and we're so incredibly lucky that we get a chance to chat about it every single day. Today is going to be a special one because not only are we going to look back on the weekend that was in ball, but also the weekend that is right around the corner. Yes. Got a lot of big storylines developing. We've got a lot of big conversations today. Dan Orlovsky will join us in about 20 minutes or so. I called him this morning. He was doing a bodyweight workout, and then he had kettlebells. He was doing hang cleans work, and he dropped down to a couple burpees, and had wildly short shorts on, had my FaceTime phone on the ground. Who just got ruled out? Fifth starting quarterback already out for at least a game, it seems like.
Yeah, Justin Fields officially out, concussion. Tyrod Taylor starting, and there were reports this morning about Mariota possibly being go on Sunday instead of Jaden Daniels.
And that adds to J.J. McCarthy. Obviously, we've learned about that. Also goes to Purdy. So we've already had that situation with Mac Jones. And then Joey Burrow out for 12 weeks or whatever. Cool. It's going to be with the broken toe. So 32 teams, 5 starting quarterbacks are already about to miss games or have already missed games. So that's kind of been a story of like 2 years ago. The NFL season was all the quarterbacks got hurt. We had like 90-some quarterbacks play or something like that. Is that going to be the story of this year? Early trends say yes, but also we got more points. We got a lot of magic happening here early in the NFL season. Ladies and gentlemen, he had short arms. The only man to ever play offensive line in the NFL with under 30-inch arms. He is A.Q. Shipley.
Yeah, baby, A.Q.
True journeyman.
WPO Hall of Famer. Penn State coldest. Definitely a member of that. Firm believer in Penn State. What do you think?
I think they're pretty good. They better get it figured out, though. That's what I think.
What does that mean?
You're undefeated.
I mean, you're playing Florida International and all these cupcakes early.
That's a good program.
Yeah, you're struggling. It's 14-0 at half. No, we need 65-0. That's what Ohio State, that's what Oregon, that's what the good ones are doing. I'd like to see it. I know he's trying to create
Ohio
a little
State
bit
was
of
in
depth.
a battle with Ohio, Navarro, until Navarro got hurt. And then Ohio State pulled away. Still early in the season, man. Still early in the season.
Do you know what's happening next week?
What's happening next week?
Penn State, Oregon. Not early anymore. We're going. Time to go.
Oregon, now that is a team that has just been pounding teams.
Yeah.
Oregon's been doing that. Also, Nebraska's been pounding teams. So congrats to Penn State. Let's go win a national championship, huh?
Hell yeah.
Come on.
There's a chance that Penn State is actually the home of Song of Politelli next year. Okay, especially because the
better pray.
I believe the bidding is going to get into that, and Drew Aller will be in the NFL at that point. We assume maybe the number 1 overall pick, depending upon how the year goes for him in this entirety. But Penn State's always going to be in it for the foreseeable future because they have more money than everybody else. No, Oregon has more money, maybe. Michigan has more money. They actually have Larry Ellison, the richest guy in the world, as one of their back. Oracle, one of the guys, one of the companies that just bought TikTok, which is like the biggest sale in the history of sales or whatever, that now backs Michigan because significant other is Michigan. So they're just able to collect that, everything like that. Texas has 4 different funds dumping money in there, they say. Penn State's got one AD who has a phone call to the largest base of CEOs. They were able to raise $700 million just to rebuild stadium. And that's going to happen quicker than ever because they're hiring every Amish person, I assume, in Pennsylvania to build up that as quickly as they're going to be able to build that up to. It's going to become the biggest place. And then they can get any athlete, any player, any sport right now. Penn State is in a golden era potentially, right? Do you not feel that way?
Absolutely. They got the number 1 hockey player. They're killing it in every sport. I mean, they're top 10 in every sport in the fall right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, you talk about the CEOs, like, this continues to happen. The players that are then going to be alumni at Penn State, and, like, Drew Aller maybe is the number 1 overall pick by the end of the year. McKenna, the hockey player, is for sure, no matter what, going to be the number 1 overall, but he's the next, one as they deem.
I don't think anybody that's ever met a Penn State person is necessarily pumped that they're going to be good at every sport going forward.
I don't like that one bit. I don't know what that means.
You know what that means. You know what that means. All right, let's get to your takeaways, shall we? Rushing down around the league. We don't like that. Hopefully we see a run game come back.
Yeah.
A little grind and pound out there. What else do you think we should talk about more? Yes. Daniel Jones, blitz conqueror.
Wow, love it.
Okay. See that word conqueror there with an OR at the end? That might be a theme here. Oh. How many of those words exist? Enough is what we would say. And I'm happy that you brought this up because BA actually recorded this in the ThunderDome immediately after the show ended. He sat down, may or may not have had a little glass of vitamins with one big ice in it. He took a couple sips and he said, we didn't even talk about Danny Dimes, and recorded this for us today.
Great show today.
Okay,
we did not talk enough about Danny Dimes. What he did against the blitz, was amazing. Denver's a hell of a defense. This guy kicked their ass.
Okay. So that's what BA thinks. Hey, Cush, is that exactly what your point is as well? And is Danny Dimes on pace to be the MVP? Are the Colts on pace to win the Super Bowl? Is this the best team around the NFL at the moment, or are they at least in the same exact Rushmore of teams that have been so damn dominant and good?
Vance Joseph, defensive coordinator of the Denver Broncos, loves to bring the blitz early and often, and they did that. And against the blitz, 268 passing yards, 117 passer rating for Danny Dimes. It's incredible. It's incredible. If you look at him here, he's looking all around. He's trying to see what's going on, looking left, looking right, trying to survey the field. Where's the blitz? Send the line right. Jonathan Taylor coming back, pick it up, deep ball, down the right sideline to Pierce.
Hey, shout out Pierce, by the way.
Filthy.
Yeah.
That's all he does.
Pierce making big-time plays is great. But you're saying what Danny Dimes did is he understood what was coming. Send the line one way. Send Jonathan Taylor the other way. Unprotected, got to get it out quick. Alec Pierce has a go in single coverage out there. Let me take a shot. All that's happening and processing while Danny Dimes is looking at the defense?
It's all happening in a blink of an eye. And whenever you talk about week 1 of the preseason, who was the quarterback? Anthony Richardson. Mm-hmm. He got a blitz that you're taught on day 1.
Oh,
didn't know if he was protected
Wasn't
or
a
not.
blitz. They weren't bringing blitz.
Oh, yeah. It was a blitz, and he didn't know if he was protected or not. Boom.
How we
Look
get
at
there?
the run, man.
Who pulled
We've
this up
already
back
seen
there?
it. He got hurt on this.
There it is.
Bruce.
He
There
got
it is.
hurt on this. We could, on
the-
that note, though, the entirety, Anthony Richardson has played such a limited amount of games in comparison to Danny Dimes. I mean, you're talking high school, college, into the NFL, big learning curve, big upside. We are still pulling for him to reach his potential because his potential would be great for the NFL. But what Danny Dimes allegedly has been doing since the very beginning is understanding what the offense is and also understanding what the defense is. BA brought this up about how a lot of the young guys nowadays can't dissect what the hell's going on in front of them defensively because they've never been asked to do it. It's not really their fault. It's not really the guys' fault. They've literally never done something. So then whenever they show up at the highest level with the best disguises, the best everything, the fastest guys, all of a sudden now they're being asked like, hey, you got to figure this out. And then once you figure that out, now you're going to make your decision. And by the way, if they do this, your decision goes from this to this. If they do this, your decision goes from this to this. If they do this, you need to look here, then there, then there. And all that's happening in real time with people flying faster than they've ever flown. And then also, he doesn't take into account one of your offensive linemen gets beat. So now you got to figure out what it is. You got to get out of the way, and now you got to dissect which option is the best in real time. What if 1, 2 are covered and the offensive line messes up? Happens. Mm-hmm. Now you got to avoid 3 things in the middle of a play and also look things and get to your third person. The amount of mental stress that is, let alone physical stress, because you got to be able to make all those moves, plus a sense of feel that you have to have that this is all happening in real time. To get there, you got to play a lot of ball. I don't think you just kind of show up on day 1 like that. And I think this is the biggest reason why college offenses have changed completely. College offenses now are utilizing their weapons that they have, the most athletic guy on the field. And we'll just continue with Anthony Richardson in this conversation. Anytime he's been on any sporting anything, he's been basketball court, most athletic guy on there. He went down at tennis court if you went through, most athletic guy on there. Football field, most athletic guy. So his entire life, all the coaches see a lot of success because they got the most athletic guy. It's like, we need to keep this very simple. If that guy comes here, you're going there. That guy stays there, you're handing it off. And then once the offense just gets like basic, and it's basic, but it has success, the coaches, and I think the other people around him at those levels are like, why would we? This is successful. He was the number 4 overall pick because of that stuff.
Yep.
But then once it all starts happening at the highest level, I think a lot of these young guys just have no idea what the hell's going on. So Baker has a chance to have a lot of success because he's had a lot of failures in the past and he's seen it before at least. He's not being dropped into the fire immediately upon. Sam Darnold has a chance to have success because he's seen it before. Not that it's because he's had great success in prior places, even though he did at Minnesota, but it's like he's seen it before. Mac Jones potentially has a chance to be very good. Not saying that Brock Purdy isn't, but Mac Jones has a chance to be very good because he's had so many failures and he's seen so many things. And if you can remember those situations, you can kind of take advantage of them in the future. And it's like Anthony Richardson, I don't think is close to getting to that point yet. Not that it's like an easy thing to get at. Everything I just laid out, it's hard. And joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is the ESPN pundit of all things NFL. He is literally the expert on anything you need to know when it comes to American football. Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Orlovsky. Dano, you're really getting after it this morning. Is that an everyday thing? We didn't have a full conversation while you were getting after it this morning with the kettlebell and the body weight stuff.
Oh, working out? Yeah.
I always say like one of the benefits of being fortunate enough to play like sports so long is it's had such a good impact on like post actual sports playing life. I used to do it for vanity, I still think I do a little bit, but I can't really go a day without working out for my brain, or like I feel like I
Oh.
just become crazy edgy and not fun to be around. So yeah, I got to kind of get to a point of physical pain almost on a daily basis.
I respect that. Just beat the hell out of yourself. Whatever gets you by, okay? Whatever makes life the best. And
I need it, man.
from a
I need
vanity
it.
perspective, you look good. You look good, brother. Just want to let you know it's all paying off. Those suits this year look extra snug, don't they?
Oh yeah, tight.
Yeah, they got the
Great.
tight
Real
ones.
tight.
Yeah. And maybe I've actually put on a couple of pounds, and that's why they look as tight as they do.
No, see, that you doing the whole thing about not having confidence about the shape that you're in, vanity stuff. You look good. You need to know that you look unbelievable. But it did feel as if the suits, instead of getting them a couple sizes too big, because, we might get through a holiday season, this might be a little bit, it feels like you were aggressive in this one, said, take it in.
Yeah.
This is me. Speaking of another guy certified, won a Super Bowl. Some people say average, maybe. He won a Super Bowl last year. And I think he even called his own shot, dagger, to win that thing. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Dano, where are you currently at on Jalen Hurts? Because I remember you came on, when we were at the Hall of Fame, and you basically said, hey, last year he didn't play like a top half of the league quarterback, and we kind of gave you hell for it, and then, promptly got you off the show. And then a couple weeks later on Get Up, I believe you said that, him and Sirianni are like the modern day Belichick and Brady.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people didn't listen to what you said. They just said, this guy said he sucked last year, and now he's calling him Tom Brady 2 weeks later. So they were like, Dano's a moron.
Yeah, you kind of got out of context quoted pretty good there.
You did. And
By your own show, I think.
About time.
that's neither here nor there. That's going to happen. But
Used to it.
obviously,
Yeah.
Jalen, he hasn't really been filling up the stat sheet like crazy, but they continue to win. Where are you on Jalen Hurts right now?
Yeah, so I feel the same that I did about his performance last season. And then the reason why I said the Belichick Brady thing was it was in relation to their style of just whatever it takes to win, like the obsession, no noise, hyper focus, all that. So I think like this. Week one, I thought he was tremendous because it was what the defense was giving him the opportunity to do. And it basically pitched a perfect game. And then when I watched week two, I don't think there was a ton more that he could have done with the football. I just right now, their pass game through 2 weeks. So I'm not burning it up, but they ran the same route with A.J. Brown 10 times from the same location. And there's there's a beauty in this, of doing the simple stuff. And I can appreciate that. Hey, our guy, we're going to line up and we're going to run the same route and stop it.
No, it's happening again. It's happening again.
Yep.
They just beat the Chiefs, and people are calling for people to be fired.
Oh, yeah, they want this OC fired.
No, I'm
big
not
time.
calling for anyone to be fired. I'm
No,
just saying
You're just saying, hey, this guy's running the same route from the same place 10 times.
it's a fact, though. It's a fact. So, if we're sitting there going dissecting maybe why the stat sheet's not getting filled up, or you're not throwing for 300. You got one of the best receivers in football, and 10 times in that game, he runs up 5 yards and breaks in. So, there's a predictability element of that. And there's also okay, we completed. We got 8 yards, and so there's just that.
Stink.
Yeah,
but you're not.
Since when is 8
never
yards?
go broke making a profit, brother.
That's-
never see the red if you only take green.
That's right.
Peyton went to the Hall of Fame off that Indy route.
The Chiefs have been back to the Super Bowl.
But yeah, I get Dan's point though. It's for a defense, and the Chiefs had, I think they held the Eagles to their lowest output since 2021 or something like that. But
Come on!
I mean, you lost the game. You lost the game, so that's the big thing. But when you're coming into you have a weapon like A.J. Brown, you have a $30 million a year wide receiver, and he's been doing and saying all the right things. So kudos to him. But you want to have some type of mystery with where number 11 is going to be, where number 6 is going to be, how they're going to use them. Like Justin Jefferson, slow start this year, young quarterback, but 18 is going to be moving all around. It's tough to game. We talked about with Tyler Warren. It's tough to game plan. We know coming. This is a big problem in the pass game, but where the hell is he going to be? How are they going to use him this week? How are they going to use him in the
It's
red
also
area?
D-Bud, if you're killing them, if you're killing them with it, keep doing it. It's just their offense from last year. to a point like, hey, they keep running the football. Well, no one was stopping the run. And then in the Super Bowl, we're going to stop the run. Well, we're just going to throw vertical routes to AJ and Devontae. And so, like, if you're killing the defense, not a big problem. But when your offense maybe isn't firing on all cylinders and you're not playing the way that you maybe want to, or you're not as successful doing so, then yeah, I think that you're trying to figure out the why. The why would be like, I have no serious right decision, right decision, right decision, right decision. I could pick and, even like their runs that they scored on, I think those were for the most part the same formation and same action. AQ, like they put formation in the boundary and we ran like weak counter, weak zone. So it's like, yeah, it worked, but you could play better.
Understandable. Last year, Sirianni beats the Saints down in New Orleans. Everybody's calling for his job the next day.
Mm-hmm.
They get another win the next week. Everybody's calling for his job the next day. They get another win the next week. Everybody's calling for his job the next day. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who is an AFC Defensive Player of the Week 72 times throughout his career.
Yep.
This guy was once a Walter Payton Man of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
He's been an MVP 4 different times.
Wow.
This guy is hockey sticks for golf clubs because he's abnormally tall. He's very strong, explosive, and he owns 2 soccer teams. Ladies and gentlemen, a future first ballot Hall of Famer in the NFL, J.J. Watt.
Yeah, J.J.
In the morning, we drink coffee. In the afternoon, it's rum. And then we play soccer and we win everyone. We're Espanol. Espanol. Woo! Oh, looky, looky.
Sing that this week. No question about it.
Okay.
What a song.
I don't know if their English is great, but we're number 3 in La Liga. Let's go, dude. Let's go, JJ.
Never stop.
Wild match this week. Wild match. Had it all. Red cards, penalties, just crazy. But yeah, we pulled out the win in the cauldron of chaos. Sitting in third. We got Real Madrid this Saturday.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if I love that. Should we be dancing with Real Madrid and Barcelona at this stage, or do we need to still maybe sharpen the iron before we run into the top of the table? Or do we feel like we are the top of the table right now?
I mean, you got to play them all twice anyway, brother. Let's do it. Let's rumble.
Are you guys the team that's getting scrappy and getting the red cards, or are you guys the other team doing that?
This wasn't even scrappy. It was a word to the official.
Word up.
Don't know if it was worthy of a red card. Little questionable, but they knew.
What words give you red cards? Is there a rule? Like, is it in a rule book somewhere?
They write them out?
That's a question that I honestly don't know the answer to.
Well, this should
Good
be
question,
this
AJ.
is you protesting the red card, because if it's not listed out, how are we ever supposed to know? Because the line is only considered a line depending upon who judges what the line is. That's always like the fighting press conferences where, like, cross the line. The person's like, says who? They can cross the line with me. I went to the line where it's supposed to be. You ask CJ, GJ what the line is, and then you ask some other people what the line is. Going to have different lines. So they should have that in the rule book. I think Espanol has got a case here.
Some people don't have
Yeah, we
lines.
came back. Don't worry. We got resilience. We got heart. We got desire. We got grit. And we got a whole lot of Pericos going crazy in the stands.
D-Butch.
Yeah, I would assume you have a unique perspective. I asked you about Travis Hunter a couple weeks ago, which I have some different thoughts on that because of your perspective. And now being a team owner, obviously in a different sport, and been in the booth, how do you feel about Tom Brady's, I guess, conflict of interest now? That, it was a big story last week when he was in the Vegas booth. What's your thoughts on that as an announcer and as an owner?
Yeah, it's an interesting conversation because people think that you have all this inside access, which they've kind of stripped most of it away. Obviously, the one thing he is able to do is attend Zoom production meetings. So then you think, okay, well, he has inside information from these Zoom production meetings. Truth of the matter is the team can choose to give you as much or as little information as they want to give you in those meetings. And now, yes, his crew and his other people on the broadcast team can go to practice. And if they wanted to, they could share things with him from practice. That is legit. That's their ethical decision between them if they do that or not. But in the actual production meetings, I mean, I've faced it myself. I mean, you've got this week I'm calling the Steelers Patriots. Week 1 I called the Jets Steelers. I think that there might be a little more guardedness there, knowing that my brother's on the team. Not that I'm going to tell him anything, Not that I'm going to give away anything, but
Okay.
different
Yeah.
weeks and different teams are definitely giving you different information depending on what's there.